When women say that men are acting very strangely nowadays, this story that I'm about to share with you of what I experienced last night when I was at karaoke is why. Because I was sitting there and there was a guy and he was like sitting kind of across from me and I could feel, you know, that like feeling that you feel that somebody's staring at you. And I just knew he was going to try to talk to me at some point. I went up to go get water. He happened to be there at the same time. And he, you know, tries to hit on me. And I was very honest because I was just like, you know what? I'm just going to say something to him that I know is going to be very much like, he's going to take it. And I told him, I was like, hey, like, I'm not interested. I just, you know, recently got my heart broken. I'm just like not interested. And he was like, oh, that makes two of us. Misery loves company, I guess. Right. And I was like, no.
I'm not gonna lie, that was smart of him to find a quick comeback and to still insist. I don't understand what it is nowadays that so many people, I mean, is it the new generation that doesn't get it or what is it? So many people don't understand that before you approach a girl or anyone at all, before you approach someone organically on the road to ask for the phone number or their socials because you find them attractive or you like them, you want to get to know them, clearly you're interested in them romantically in this case. Before you do that, you should first check their non-verbal communication, their non-verbal language, see if they are giving you any signs through their body language, if they are interested back, if they are looking at you, persisting with their eyes or whatever. You have to check all that out first. You have to get an invitation first, a silent invitation, if you're definitely gonna make that move. Because like I always say, if you're gonna approach a woman that you don't know, she could easily be a mother of 5 with her loving husband and all 5 children waiting for her at home. Just because she looks a certain way, maybe she's in shape, maybe she looks young, she has a young face, a baby face, doesn't mean that you can make assumptions about whether she's single or not. It doesn't mean any of that. So you have to look for a sign, a discreet, secret, invisible invitation, a smile, or catch her looking back at you, something. And let's say you really like someone that much, you want to try anyway. Once they express that they're not interested and they communicate that in a clear way, you should get the hint and you should leave them alone. You tried now, they're not interested, it's not going to change. If you do anything more than that, it's going to become a criminal case.
So I go and I sit back down and he, you know, happens to be like sitting and at the time I didn't know that he was there by himself. I was there by myself as well. And later on, as like the night goes on, he like looks at me again at one point and he was like, well, how recent is recent? And I was like, very recent. And so then I befriended a girl that was there and her and I were chatting and then he eventually starts trying to talk to her and okay, whatever. I don't care. Cause like I said, I was kind of like, thank God, you know, he's talking to another girl or whatever. And I had already told her at that point though, like we had like just been kind of chatting throughout the night and I had already told her that he had tried to hit on me. So her and I were both like, you know, side-eyeing him a little bit, but whatever. He got her some drinks. It was all good. Then her and I were exchanging socials. She was like, oh, what's your Instagram? And this is like my phone case. I was like showing her my phone, like kind of sideways like this so that he wouldn't see because I don't know, sometimes guys are weird and they like see your socials and then they'll follow you and whatever. So I was doing that. And then he was like, wait, like what was on your screen? And then he like reaches over, he like lunges over. He's like trying to grab my phone and I'm like literally pulling back. I'm like, what are you doing? And he was like, what was on your screen? Show me what was on your screen. Show me. And I was like, what are you talking about? Like, it's my Instagram that I was showing her. And he's just like being so weird. And then he like starts to reach over and tries to grab like her phone. And he was like, show me what was on the screen. And I'm like, it was my Instagram. Why are you being so weird? And he was like, I don't even know. Like, I honestly don't even fully remember exactly what he was saying. But I was like, why are you being weird right now? I was literally just showing her my Instagram.
See, this is what I said. This is the criminal case I was talking about. It's going to turn into something bad, something toxic, a bad situation, a sticky situation. Her first mistake was that she stayed around the guy that expressed that he's interested in her after rejecting him. This guy, you never know. You don't know what a person is going through. He could have mental problems. He could be depressed. He could be in a bad spot. You don't know his character. You don't know his personality. He could be just sitting there analyzing the fact fact that you rejected him and slowly building resentment against you and making up this entire story in his head about how evil you are and all that. He could attack you. This guy could do anything. Once you reject someone, even if you are making sure to reject the person in the most gentle way, you're saying, I can't, I'm sorry. You're not saying, no, I'm not interested. Get lost. You're ugly. You're not my type. Even if you're saying, I had my heart broken or whatever, it's still no guarantee that this guy is going to just accept it and move on. So the best thing you should do is not stay around someone that you rejected, that expressed interest in you and that you said no to. That's the first mistake you made. And for him to pounce on you and try to get a hold of your phone and look at the other girl's phone when you were just showing her your Instagram, that's very weird. But by the way, I've seen in the comments under this TikTok that many people were assuming that he probably thought that she was showing his criminal record to that girl. But even that would be crazy and far-fetched because, like she said, she doesn't know the guy. She met him for the first time. How would she go online and find his criminal record already? She didn't even mention that she knew his name or had any of his details or anything like that to be even able to look him up online.
And so turns out that I end up being like, you're being weird. Like, I'm going to show you, like, literally it was just my Instagram. And he kind of like settles down and he was like, I have just been stalked before. And so I guess he was here where I live, like several states. Like he was here out of town getting a tattoo done. I guess the tattoo artist that he likes lives here, whatever. But he was like, yeah, I've just had, I've been stalked by multiple girls and they've shown up when I've been out of town to like my hotels and stuff. And the glimpse that I caught of your Instagram, like the color scheme just kind of looked similar to what her Instagram looked like. And I just looked at him and I was like, okay, like that doesn't excuse the fact that you just like reached over and you're trying, I don't know you. I literally don't know you. Why are you trying to reach over, grab my phone and trying to be like, show me your, like, who are you?
This is your second mistake now. I mean, I'm not trying to side with the man. Clearly, he's in the wrong here. But at the same time, you don't know who this guy is. You just admitted to not knowing him and you're not sure what he's capable of either. So you shouldn't be out there confronting people that are being weird and are trying to attack you. What you should do, the best course of action is probably to make sure you're safe and to move far away from this person. You shouldn't be there confronting this guy because, like I said, you don't know what he's going through. You don't know if he's stable mentally. You don't know the first thing about him. And also, I found other comments under this TikTok where people were assuming that he was the stalker and he was probably stalking a girl that may have informed the authorities and opened a police case against him or something of that sort. And now he's worried that she knows her somehow. Like, he's probably paranoid, but they're saying there's no way he's the victim in this scenario. He's probably telling you the wrong story. A victim will be more fearful. They won't jump on your phone and show signs of violence. Unless he was, in fact, the stalker that he's describing. He was stalking someone and now he thinks you know her by some chance. I think you may have been in danger here. I think he thought you were showing something that is offensive to him, to this girl. And if he would have thought, because he's already paranoid as it is, he's showing signs that he's very paranoid. If he would have thought that he was right and that you were, in fact, showing something that is offensive to him, I think he may have attacked you because he's already shown you signs of violence, but you still want to confront him and you want to reason with someone that is clearly not in the right mind.
And I'm literally like saying this to him, like as he's like saying this, and I was like, do I look like her or something? And he was like, yeah, a little bit. And I was like, okay, well, I don't really care. That was not cool that you just did that. That was weird. Are you going to apologize? And he was like, yeah, I'm so sorry. He's like profusely apologizing. And I'm just like, what's going on? Like what? And I told him, I was like, you know, if you had just explained what happened, like, you know, oh, hey, like, but I'm like, I don't know you. Why would I know this random girl why would I be looking up her Instagram? Like I can't imagine what it's like to be stalked. First of all, I'm sorry that you went through that. But like, he was like, yeah, my heart's like still racing. And then the girl that I met, she shared that she had been stalked before as well. And I was like, wow, like, I'm so sorry. Like, that sounds awful that you both have experienced that. And, I was like, yeah, I've never been stalked. And I ended up asking him, I was like, why have you been stalked so much? And he was like, why? You don't think I'm stalkable? And I was like, he was like, I think you're stalkable. I think you're stalkable too, to the other girl. And I just looked at him and I was like, that's weird. Why are you saying that? Like,
he's clearly paranoid. He's a weirdo. The fact that he said, I think you're stalkable, tells you all you need to know to run and to stay far away from this man. He could stalk you. He just admitted to it. He just told you that he thinks you're very much stalkable. You and the other random girl, your new friend that you just made that night. So I think this guy's a walking red flag. But at the same time, why would you ask someone, why have you been stalked? Like, I mean, not even a real victim would have the answer to that, let alone someone like this guy that I clearly believe that he was, in fact, the stalker and not the victim. Nobody would have an answer to that type of question. And at this point, I think the best thing to do is just turn around and run, because somehow he just admitted that he sees stalking as a compliment. He's saying, oh, I think you're stalkable. Why not? I would stalk you. I think you're attractive like that. I think that you deserve to be stalked, as if it's a compliment. So that should be a huge, giant red flag. And like I said, you should be running by now. You shouldn't be standing and talking or entertaining this guy anymore.
What is going on? And this is why girls are like, what is happening in the brains of these men these days? It's beyond me.
So that's it for today's video. Again, if you enjoyed this type of content, don't forget to like and subscribe. And if you are a single woman dating strategically and actively for marriage and to find your potential husband and forever partner, then check out the community I built specifically for you and to support and guide you in your dating for marriage journey. You will find the link for it in the description box under this video, and I will see you there.